Hi y'all, it's the Pink Princess. Last evening, someone asked me about how to root hydrangeas because I had shown you this beautiful hydrangea bush and it's just beginning to bloom a little bit. And so tonight, instead of walking around the garden, I thought I'd do a quick little how-to session. First of all, it's the wrong time of year to root them, but you can. What you do is you find a long, lanky branch on your hydrangea bush or your favorite friend's hydrangea bush. And then I usually take a brick or a stone just to sort of weight it down a little bit. Not something too heavy, but just enough that the wind's not going to knock it off. And then I take soil and I cover that whole root up to where the brick or the stone is. And then I wait a year and ta-da! I have a new hydrangea bush. And then you just take a sharp shovel and you go down one side to break that stem. Make sure you go beyond your new roots, and then you can transplant it. If you wait a little bit longer, it's a little bit better. And I usually transplant mine in the fall. And if we were to go to the other side of this hydrangea bush, you would see where I've already done that. And this fall, I'll take a very sharp spade and go down and dig it up and move it to another place in the land of magic and make-believe. Now, while I'm on the subject of hydrangeas, I thought I would also show you how to cut hydrangeas for an arrangement. Now, I'm not going to make an arrangement today because the hydrangeas have just barely begun blooming here, and I don't want to waste any blooms out in the yard because I want you to see them on your own, the walk with me each evening. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do this. And here we go. As you can see, I have this wonderful hydrangea bloom. It's all fresh and lovely. And then I have this pink one. It's looking a little wanky. So what you want to do when you want to do a hydrangea in your arrangement, or you want a hydrangea arrangement totally, you need to take out a little bucket of water when you go to pick them because they will wilt very quickly, within minutes. Then when you get inside, have your tea kettle all heated up and have your boiling water. And then as you take your hydrangea bloom, you want to make a new cut, and you want to do it under the boiling hot water. Yes, y'all, boiling hot water, but not on the bloom, just the stem. And you're going to cut the stem in a diagonal, and that gives it more surface to get fluids. And you're going to do that under that very boiling hot water. Well, y'all, I can't do that out here in the garden. So what I did is I brought a very sturdy crystal pitcher with some very hot water in it, and I'm just going to go ahead and immediately stick that in that boiling hot water, and it will do the same thing. And then the same thing with this one. One thing when you're doing a flower arrangement is you want to eliminate as many of the leaves as you can, because they're going to take the water instead of the flower, and you don't want the flower to miss out on any of that delicious water because you want it to live for 5 to 7 days. And so what you can do is just, in a hydrangea case, just pop it off. Boom, boom, done. And then I've got my tea kettle of boiling water, and I'm going to cut it in a diagonal cut under the boiling water, just this part, and stick it in. Yeah, if you put it on this end, yeah, it's over. And now I'll have blooms for almost a week. They're not your best cut flowers. There are other flowers that hold up better. And then the same thing with roses. Do not do them under the boiling water. But when I bring them in, I go ahead and make another fresh cut. That way when I put them in the water, they can immediately start taking up. It takes off that little sealed edge that happened when I cut it the first time, and lets it open up again so that when I get it in the water, it'll be able to draw the water up. And in this case, this little rose has a spent bloom, so I'm going to trim that off because don't need it. Don't really need that either. Bye. So very easily you can have a sweet little spring bouquet. I'll teach flower arranging another night. This is just gathering them up and showing you how to make a hydrangea last, because again, if you don't do my little trick, it's going to get very wilted literally within minutes, and at least by overnight. In the morning you'll have this wonderful arrangement made and all your hydrangeas are looking meh. So try it and see if you like it. There's all kinds of ways you can prepare your water to make your arrangement last longer too. There's all kinds of little powders and tricks to make the water stay bacteria free. It's always good to change your water every single day. And when you do get a spent bloom, don't try to pull it out, because when you do, you'll probably pull your whole flower arrangement out. So you just take that one little spent bloom and pop it off and toss it, and then the rest of your arrangement still looks great. So, well, since this isn't a spent bloom, we'll hang on to her. But I hope that helps y'all, and I hope it wasn't too boring. And I wish that I could show you all the outtakes that it took me to film this by myself. I think I'm on take 200. I was going through it one time and the sun started hitting me in the face. Not a good look. One time I went through the whole thing and realized I hadn't set the video on again. So bear with me and my amateur camera work. But hopefully I'll be able to teach you a few other little flower arrangement ideas and gardening tips and how to plant some of the plants. Y'all, I absolutely love you to pieces. I know that we are all grieving right now, but I wanted you to have just a few moments of happy. Bye, y'all.